Welcome in, my beautiful builders! In today's episode, we are back with some more All the Mod 7 to the sky. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In today's episode, we have one goal and one goal only: mystical agriculture. Specifically, I want to get a wood farm up and going today. It has been way too long without one, and we need to get to it because, honestly, I'm just tired of crafting sticks. So, let's get to it. But first, I am going to need some more Unobtainium, so I am back into the Twilight Forest to see if I can find some. Haha! Nice. Lucky already. So when I was originally considering setting up a wood farm, I was planning on using the Engineer's Decor small tree cutter because this thing's actually a really powerful block. However, it can be kind of a pain to automate for large scale because you have to have block placers underneath to place the saplings down for this guy to cut. Plus, we would still have to have some type of fertilizer for the trees, and honestly, it's just a lot to set up, and it doesn't really get us anywhere except for a wood farm. Whereas mystical agriculture, once we open the doors into it, we can make all kinds of stuff, and we're going to need it for the ATM star anyway. By the way, have I mentioned the ATM star at all? I don't think I have. In the quest book, we have a ATM star, and this is kind of the last thing that we are going for in this pack. This is the completion of the pack if you can make this thing, and it is pretty beefy. It's pretty beefy. We need nether star blocks, we need a bunch of things that I really don't even know, but we also need the creative essence from Mystical Agri-Additions. Mystical Agri-Addition. I'm not going to be able to say that. Anyway, we need this. This is Mystical Agriculture's final essence, and we need to create it. So we have to get into Mystical Agriculture at some point, so there is no better time than the present. I mean, not to mention there's also an entire page dedicated to mystical agriculture in the quest book, so I feel like we should probably give it a try. By the way, that's another thing that I want to mention. Even though this ATM star is technically the final thing for this pack, that's not what I'm going to consider our final object. What I'm going to consider our final object is completing the entire quest book as well as the ATM star. So we got to get all the quests done first, as well as get the ATM star. Then I'm going to consider this pack completed. But anyway, mystical agriculture. Let's get started with this thing. First, Inferium Essence. And we actually have quite a bit of this because Inferium Essence we get from sieving. We actually get this from sieving crushed netherrack, so I have a fair amount of this on hand already. So we don't have to go mining for it or anything like that, although I have gotten a little bit from mining. But anyway, this thing, very nice to have stockpiled. And speaking of stockpiling it, we need seeds for it. This is how we can get even more Inferium. So the seed recipe is very easy. It's just Inferium Essence around a seed. And I went ahead and I have made 80 of them, because that is going to be what we need to fill a 9x9 plot. So let's go ahead and let's make a plot up here in our new expansion up top. I think this is going to be where I set up all of the mystical agriculture that we need, and if I need to expand out this way, we can pretty easily. However, I do need to craft one more thing before we can set up our farm, and that is Inferium farmland. That is how we plant these Inferium seeds, so we're going to go ahead and give this thing a try. I don't think I have a hoe, though. Can I make an Inferium hoe? I think I can. Let's go ahead and make a diamond hoe, and then we should be able to make some Inferium. Ooh, what do I need here? Prosperity ingot, which I can get from iron and prosperity shards. And prosperity shards, don't I get from sieving? I do, from sieving sand. Perfect. Okay, so this actually isn't too bad. So we can do prosperity shards. Let's just go ahead and make, I don't know, a stack of them. Why not? I'm sure we have plenty. Now Inferium ingots, and we'll go ahead and make, I don't know, just a couple of those. Now let's get ourselves an Inferium gemstone, which we need prosperity gems. Yeah, prosperity gemstones. Okay. And now can I make Inferium? There we go. Inferium hoe. Perfect. Okay, Inferium hoe. And now I just need Inferium essence and dirt. And again, I'm going to need 80 of these in order to fill our plot. Perfect. And now we wait. Ah, this is too slow. Let's speed this up. So the first thing that I want to make is the lily pad of fertility, and this is going to speed up crop growth significantly. However, this thing is a little bit expensive because we need fertile essence. However, because we already have a mob farm set up, this is actually pretty easy because we can get catalyzing gland from creepers, we can get rib bones from skeletons, and we can get slime pearls from the slime guys that you hear. So these are already being farmed right here at our mob farm, and I can just grab out those, and we have a lily pad of fertility. I mean, we still need a lily pad, but I'm pretty sure I can find those in the Twilight Forest. Yep, sure can. Nice. And now, the lily pad of fertility. Nice and easy. However, what if I told you that we could go even faster? However, we're going to need Unobtainium for that. So, side quest. Let's go. So in order to get Unobtainium, we're first going to need vibranium in order to pick up the ore. In order to get vibranium, we need to go to a brand new dimension called the Other. Now, luckily, this is a pretty easy craft because all we need is all the modium nuggets and an ender pearl, and we can make ourselves a teleport pad. Eventually, I am going to link this up with our RF Tools teleporters, but we're not going to worry about that right now. For right now, we're just going to set down our teleport pad, and we are going to go directly into the Other. I think. Uh-oh. Maybe I misread this. How do we go to the Other? How do we go? Oh, I'm a dummy. We need to... Oh, did I just break that? Are you kidding me? So we're going to pretend like that didn't happen. In order to go to the Other, we need one of these teleport pads. And then with this teleport pad, we go into the Nether, place this down, and then we can go to the Other. So here we go. Now that we're in the Nether, place this guy down, shift right click, and there we go. Now we're in the Other. Hello, Other. You seem pretty empty. All right, let you load in for a second, and then we need to find some vibranium, which I believe is actually really, really, really deep down. Also, we should probably mark this portal, shouldn't we? Yeah, let's set a waypoint. Okay, can I just say, this area is super spooky, and I kind of love it. I kind of love it. These caves are scary, dude. Now, I have no idea what vibranium looks like, but I'm going to assume that, like all the modium, it's going to glow really, really bright. So, I'm hoping that's actually pretty easy to spot. However, I'm still not low enough. We actually need to be down to Y20 in order to find this stuff. It spawns between Y20 and Y0 in here. Ooh, diamond. Hello. Anyway, so we got to go down just a little bit further. Hello, Wither. Go away. Go away. All right, so we got to go down just a little bit further, but yeah, I'm thinking this stuff is going to glow nice and bright whenever we find it. Ho, 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 ho. I found some, and it looks sweet. That is a cool looking ore. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, no. Oh, no. Did I lose it already? Please tell me. There we go. Oh, no, that's aluminum. Vibranium. There we go. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect. I got a lot of junk in my inventory. Anyway, okay. So that's what it looks like. It's not as bright as I thought it was going to be, by the way. But okay. At least we found it. Let's go ahead and chunk some junk out of my inventory. And I guess let's just find some more. And now with my very last EFLN, we got nothing. But no matter, that was fun, and we ended up with 47 vibranium ore. That should do us nicely for a little while. Alright, let's head back to the base. Oh wait, I missed some. Go away, spider. I don't need you. I missed some on my way back. I probably missed a lot, to be honest with you, but these were just the ones that I actually found. 49. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled on the way back, though, because I probably missed others. And you know what? Since this ore is so rare, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of extra ore processing by making a purification chamber, which I think I can then use flint with our vibranium ore, and that should let us triple this amount of ore. At least I think so. I've actually never dealt with tripling or quadrupling ore with mechanism before, so this will be a learning experience. Oh wow, okay, yeah, that works, but boy am I gonna need a lot of flint. Okay, good thing I have a lot of flint, but man, maybe this won't be worth it in the long term. We'll have to set up something a lot better in order to get oxygen in the future, but for right now, for our vibranium, this will work. This just reminds me that in the future, I need to have a ore processing unit here in the base. I'm also going to need a crusher from Mechanism, and that is going to turn our vibranium clumps into dirty vibranium dust. And then all we have to do is take the dirty vibranium dust, put it in the enrichment chamber, and that should get us vibranium dust that we can then just smelt down. So I'm going to have both of these machines running here for a few minutes. And now we smelt. And I guess I can also go ahead and take off the enchantments from my Unobtainium pickaxe and put them onto books so that I can put them on our brand new vibranium pickaxe that we need. So that will be very nice. And vibranium pickaxe made. Now let's go ahead and throw some enchants together. And bada bing, bada boom. That is one heck of a pickaxe. Now we need Unobtainium. And much like vibranium, Unobtainium is also found in another dimension, specifically the end. However, we do have one bit of a blocker. I gotta get cake somehow, which means I gotta get milk somehow. Alright, question for the ages. Can you milk a deer? Answer, no. Alright, we're gonna have to transmute something to get a cow. So this actually took me a whole lot longer than I'd like to admit to get milk. I actually had to end up using the Philosopher's Stone as well as a bunch of gunpowder and then just randomly transmutate a bunch of animals here in the Twilight Forest until I finally got this mushroom guy, and he was very helpful by providing us some milk. So in case you guys don't know how to actually do that, because I did not, you have to have something with EMC value in your inventory, such as gunpowder, and then you have to use your Philosopher's Stone and set both the charge, which let's go ahead and just do Project E category. So you have to set something for charge. I set mine to F6, and you have to charge up your Philosopher's Stone, which, by the way, is completely free. You just keep pressing F6, and that's going to charge it up. And then your fire projectile button, which I have mine set to R, is what you use to fire out a projectile, and it'll change into a random creature. So, boom. Nicely done. All right, now back to the overworld. Alrighty, and now I have myself a cake, and I can make myself an end cake. Nice and easy. Now, I should just be able to eat this guy, and it should take me to the end where we're going to have to fight the dragon. However, with a pickaxe that does 113 attack damage, I think this is going to be pretty easy. I do want a bow, however, in order to take out the pillars. So, let's see. What do I have as far as options for a bow? We have the Windswept Ender Bow, and we have the Magical Seeker Bow of the Current. Your arrows deal magic damage. One arrow hit gain plus or 5 seconds of speed. This item ignores 20. Okay, none of that really matters. I just want this. And then, do I have any arrows? I have 32. Nah, that should be plenty. I can fly around. So here we go into the end. I think I just got to right click. There we go. And hello, dragon. Where are you? Oh, and I should have grabbed bottles. I didn't grab bottles for dragon's breath. That's a mistake. Oh well. We will come back later and get that, I guess. And this should be an extraordinarily easy fight. Beautiful. 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 Jetpack makes this so easy, dude. Not to mention the dragon really isn't going to stand a chance. Alright, come here, dragon. I need to punch you. You are going to do no damage, buddy. Easiest Ender Dragon fight ever. Oh, you're still very loud, though. You are still very, very loud. Okay, so in order to get Unobtainium, we first need to travel outside of the End Islands into the End Highlands. So, we're going to have to fly around here and see if we can find Highlands, and that is where we will find Unobtainium. And we're probably going to have quite a lot of bosses spawn too while we're out here. So, something we should, you know, keep an eye on. But Highlands is what we're looking for. Alrighty, and I have found a section of Highlands here, and I'm just going to start digging around basically, because this stuff is incredibly rare to find, and I basically just want to find one, maybe two pieces of Unobtainium, and then we're going to go and make a charm in order to find more, because that's going to be a whole lot easier than trying to continuously just search like this. It's just going to take too long. Ladies and gentlemen, 40 minutes. 40 minutes to find one Unobtainium ore. This is going to be a nightmare. I think that this is going to be impossible without that charm. I thought that, oh yeah, it's gonna be difficult to find, but dude, this is right next to impossible. I've run out of food because I was vein mining a ton in Highlands, and finally I gave up. I gave up on trying to vein mine and find it underneath the surface, and I just started flying around in the Highlands, trying to find some on the surface, and that was the first one that I found in 40 minutes. I actually need to find a portal now to get out of here to get some more food. Also, bosses spawn a lot here. A lot. I'm going to have to remember to turn that down in post because it's just every other second that those things spawn. But anyway, first Unobtainium, and I actually don't know what I need in order to find in order to obtain the Unobtainium charm. But that's definitely something that we're going to want. Yeah, Charm of Unobtainium Sight. And we're going to want to, if we can, make this an eternal one. So that would be perfect. So we'll have to do this crafting recipe again. But how much Unobtainium do we need in order to do that? So we need 3 Unobtainium Sights, which is 1 calcinated Unobtainium powder, which is Unobtainium powder, which actually I don't think this is that hard. So we may take this 1 Unobtainium ore and go back to the base and make a charm the second I find a portal out of here. Okay, so I went ahead and I refined down my Unobtainium into ingots, and now I need to turn it into Unobtainium powder. So I need ender powder, which I believe is just in the mortar and pestle, which I should be able to make. This is something that I've kind of been putting off, to be honest with you, but I think this should be pretty easy now. So this to this, and now I think I just have to smelt this guy, right? Yeah, smelt Unobtainium powder to get the calcinated. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's head over to our netherite furnace, and let's smelt this. So now we have the calcinated. And I think I should be able to use this in order to make the 3 potions that we need. So this into mundane potions. Mundane potions are gotten from water bottles and a spider eye. Okay, this should be pretty easy, I think. Okay, so I now have the 3 Unobtainium sights. However, I want to turn this into a charm. In order to do that, I'm going to need the Eternal Stella in order to make it permanent. Now, the problem with this guy is it's actually pretty easy to make with the X-Petrified Orbs and the Diamond, as well as all of the items down here that we need. The problem is the Stellarite piece. This is actually a pretty rare ore that I've only found 1 time in the Twilight Forest. So I'm going to head back there. I'm going to see if I can find one of these guys. I know they're pretty rare, but I mean, if it takes me a while, it takes me a while. That's fine. I definitely don't want to just use up those potions and not get anything out of this. So, into the Twilight Forest. Oh wait, I needed food. Back to the base. And after about 20 minutes of searching, Stella Arcanum. Nice. Not an easy thing to find. However, not as bad as the Unobtainium. Here in the Twilight Forest, you can actually find it pretty quickly just by wandering around these holes, these hill holes things. And if those guys quit blowing up, it's even easier. But yeah, this wasn't too hard to find. Plus, I was able to get myself some X-Petrified ore while doing this as well. So we have some extra of that for in the future. All right. I'm not saying any more of this though, so let's go ahead and let's head back to base. And since this item is so rare, I'm going to try and get more of it by fortuning. However, I don't have a fortune book at the moment, so what I'm doing is I'm making some bottles of enchanting right now, and I'm using those bottles of enchanting over here on our forge. And this guy should allow us to get a Fortune 3 book through a pretty simple craft. So if we go ahead and look up Fortune 3 here, yeah, this guy. As you can see, Inksac Glowstone, Arcane Crystal, Gold Nugget, the Mundabiter Dust, which we've made plenty of times before, and an Emerald. And then just the Oriole, 1 soul, some blood, and required experience of 40. So then we should be able to get Fortune 3. So now I just need my hammer, and theoretically, whew, my engines are still a little fast. There we go. Let me grab my hammer, or I guess it's a gavel, right? Yeah, let's grab this guy, and let's see if we can start this and get Fortune 3. Perfect. And then I'm going to use that on this Stella Arcanum and see if we can get more than 1 out of it. Oh, and another thing I should note about the Stella Arcanum is it explodes. It explodes whenever you mine it with a regular pickaxe. If you silk touch it, you're fine, but if you mine it with any type of fortune or anything where you're going to get the stellarite piece, yeah, it explodes. Also, I'm not entirely sure if this is fortunable, so either we just got a really bad roll or it's not fortunable. Not entirely sure, but either way, I got a floor to replace. And now to make this Unobtainium charm indestructible. And now, bada bing, bada boom, we have an indestructible Unobtainium sight charm. So, if we go ahead and head back into the end here, we should be able to go to one of the islands and find Unobtainium relatively easily. It's going to glow very, very bright for us. So, theoretically, this won't be too hard. Let's go ahead and head through the gateway over here. And then all we have to do is find a highlands. And hopefully, this stuff will be nice and bright for us. I guess we'll see very shortly. Now that is what I'm talking about. And this is a huge cluster of it too. I didn't even know that this stuff came in clusters, but here we are. Nice. 3 Unobtainium. That was super quick. Yeah, this charm, definitely worth it. And I can just kind of fly right over here over the surface, and I can find it pretty easily, as long as I'm in a highlands, though. It does not work in any other biome because they don't exist in any other biome. But yeah, just gotta stay kind of kind of close to the surface and fly over. And it's not too bad to find. Not too terribly bad to find. Yeah, 100%. Your first Unobtainium should definitely go toward making this charm. It turns this into easy mode. 52 Unobtainium ore, that's what I'm talking about. Now, to go even faster with mystical agriculture, we need the Harvest Goddess Band. And this thing is pretty expensive to get going with Project E. Not because the band is super expensive, like this is just some dark matter with some Unobtainium and Eternalis fuel, which I'm pretty sure I just butchered that word, but this is made with a Philosopher's Stone and Mobius fuel, and then that is from alchemical coal, which is just from coal. So it's a lot of crafting, but this actually isn't too expensive. What's super expensive is the pedestal that it goes on, and that is what we needed the Unobtainium for, because if we go to the Project E dark matter pedestal, this guy takes red matter and also dark matter blocks. The dark matter blocks are once again these things, which is pretty expensive, but also it takes red matter, which is those dark matter with Unobtainium ingots. So just for one of these dark matter pedestals, we need 4, so we need 3 Obtainium, so we need 12 Unobtainium, just for one dark matter pedestal. It's pretty expensive. But there is the band created, not too terribly bad. This was very easy. Now it's the pedestal, and this is what takes a while. And after about an hour of grinding out coal, I finally have enough dark matter in order to make this pedestal. This thing is insanely expensive, but it is totally worth it for how good it is. So it basically allows us to use this Harvest Goddess Band all the time, but it doesn't have to be on our person. So like right now, if I go ahead and I just harvest all of this crop, you can see the Harvest Band makes the crop grow extraordinarily fast, as well as the lily pads of fertility. It's just insane. It's absolutely insane. But what we can do is we can place this guy down with this guy on it, and then harvest again, and I believe it should continue to work. I may have to lower it down one, though. Is it working? I don't think it's working. I think that's just from the lily pads. So let's try. Yeah, that's just from the lily pads. Okay, let's go ahead and let's try to lower this down by 1 and see if we can't get this thing to work. Okay, so it wasn't that I had to lower it down, it's that I had to right-click the pedestal. And now, as you can see, this thing is going so fast that the planter and the accumulator can't actually keep up. So we're probably going to have to do some upgrades down here in order to make that happen. But yeah, as you can see, we're filling up with Inferium seeds. I have XNet being utilized to sort everything, and theoretically everything's not going into here. We're definitely going to need more of accumulators, though, because we are just overrunning this thing. So I've done everything that I can, and yet still, this is way too fast for the plant sower. As you can see, it's trying to plant as fast as it can, but this ring, it's just too powerful. It is way too powerful. So heading underneath here, this is our setup now. We have 4 accumulators that are collecting up all of the drops, and then we have the plant sower in the middle. And this is prioritized inside of XNet. As you can see here, it has a priority of 2, whereas the drawers have a priority of -2. So what will actually happen is the seeds will go to the plant sower first, and then it will go into the drawers to start populating the drawers. So anyway, this guy is sped up as much as I possibly can. I have a speed tier 2 upgrade in here, which is the highest that we have available, and it's still not able to keep up. This is just the range upgrade so that it covers the entire plot here. But yeah, our poor plant sower, it's trying its hardest, but it just cannot keep up with the ring and the lily pads of fertility. It's just insane. I've been here for a couple of minutes, and I'm already up to 3.9 thousand Inferium. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. But if you'll remember, our goal for today was not just to get started with mystical agriculture, but also to get started with a wood farm, which, I mean, I guess technically we've made leaps and bounds toward. However, we still don't have any wood to show for it. So what we need to create is some wood seeds. And this is a simple tier 1 seed, so it's not too terribly hard to make. However, we have to make it inside an infusion altar. And this thing is a little bit expensive. We need dark matter, which is once again a whole thing of coal. It's an insane amount of coal. However, I happen to have 2 left over, so I can actually make this guy right now. Now, I do think that we need those pylons as well. Yeah, these infusion pedestals, but these are super easy. It's just gold, stone, and some red wool. So this should be pretty easy to make. And I think we need 8 of these guys. So I'm probably going to need some more red wool here, just like this. And now 2 more of those. And that should be the entire infusion altar done. Now, I'm just going to set this up right here in the middle of the base for right now. Eventually, I am going to make a proper area for this. But for right now, I just want to play around with it and actually get the wood seed up and going. So it looks like we need 4 inferium, 1 prosperity seed base, and then some logs. That shouldn't be too bad. Let's go ahead and grab some logs out. That should be the easiest part to get. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 logs, and then a prosperity seed. Let's see. Prosperity. Where are these? Prosperity seeds. So that's not too bad. We probably need a lot more of these, though, don't we? Let's just get a stack of them. How about that? That sounds good, because we'll probably want about a stack of these wood logs, or wood seeds anyway, so that'll be fine. In fact, let's go ahead and get a stack of logs as well. So a stack of logs, stack of prosperity seeds, and then we should just need a stack of inferium. And we'll probably end up making more of these wood seeds, because this is only going to make, what is this going to make? It's going to make 16, is that right? Let's see, wood, seed. Yeah, it looks like it's going to make 16 with just a stack. So we'll have to do multiple of these. But let's go wood, 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 and then inferium, 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 inferium. Place our seed in the middle. And now, do I just right click? Nope, don't right click. Okay. I gotta figure out how to start the altar. Okay, so apparently this just works by applying redstone to the altar. So with a button here, there we go. We should now be crafting ourselves a wood seed. Nice, easy. All right, so I actually want to craft a bunch of these up. So I'm going to get to it. I'm going to make a bunch of these going, and then we'll set up a farm for it. Alrighty, so I now have a wood farm completely set up, and I took about an hour for lunch to let this thing run, and 1.6 thousand of the wood essence. That's not bad for about an hour's time, and this thing does not have the same upgrades that the inferium has. Let me tell you, this thing's rocking and rolling at 47.3 thousand. That's kind of insane. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of insane. This guy is working overtime. But this guy, I don't need to be as fast. I'm okay with it being a little bit slower as long as I am getting wood passively while I'm here in my world working on other things. Now, eventually we may upgrade it to where we have rings on all of our farms, but for right now, this is working perfectly fine. And it's very, very much a similar setup. Once again, we're using XNet to move all the items around pretty simply. We once again have a plant sower that is replanting the wood seeds with the priority going here, and then the other priority, or the lesser priority, going into the storage drawers over here. We got a storage controller right there with a storage bus going into our AE system, so we have access to the wood essence as it's being made. So not terrible, not terrible. Now, one thing that I do want to mention is that with this setup for the inferium essence, the ring itself actually harvests all of the seeds and the inferium. However, for this setup, we don't have that ring. So instead, what we're using is a plant gatherer. And what this does is it just gathers the plants. It goes much like the plant sower, row by row, and picks up the plants if they are fully harvested. So It's not the fastest thing in the world. As you can see, we do have some plants that are fully grown, and it's slowly getting to them as it goes up and down the rows and searches. So not the fastest thing, but it does work. It also is producing sludge, and I'm outputting the sludge into a trash can for right now because I really don't have any use for it. So a very, very simple setup though, and it's got some upgrades for speed and range, and overall, not bad. Not a bad wood farm at all. But with that, we are absolutely way out of time for today's episode. I do hope that you guys enjoyed though. If you did, be sure to leave a like on the video, as well as if you're new around here, be sure to subscribe. But anyway guys, that's gonna be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. You guys have a great day.